Shalom Akim, call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kradash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. It's your brother Bon Im from the GMS Saints of Atlanta camp. And a thought-provoking question was posed, and I'm going to paraphrase it here, by the beloved Elder Barazar, and it was mentioned that, is there a direct correlation in your personal health and fitness and your output in this ministry? And this is just my humble opinion, and that answer is yes. But before I get into, a few facts and also the scriptures, the man you see on the screen here, which is also an Israelite, is the best bodybuilder, professional bodybuilder of all times. And this is none other than Ronnie Coleman. And behind him, I will place Lee Haney, and in third place, I will place Phil Heath. Consider the physique, if you're into professional bodybuilding, the physique that Phil Heath had in 2011 when he defeated Jay Cutler. Phil Heath was in another realm if you follow professional bodybuilding. And you also have to keep in mind, these are the bodies, or should I say, we're going to have better bodies in the kingdom of heaven, and we're going to have forever to enjoy them. But nevertheless, let me come out of this, and I'm going to come back to this very shortly here. But just a few talking points. You can Google this in your own time too as well to further substantiate my case. And I just simply searched here. Working out is spiritual, and even Google knows this. So how much more should we? It states, working out, yes, first and foremost, it states, yes, working out can be spiritual in many ways. And I won't read through all this. I'll just read through the talking points. It states here, it deepens your connection to faith, expressing gratitude, developing a greater awareness of your body. Even the scriptures tells us that our bodies are what? The tabernacle, the temple of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, right? Reading on, it states, creating a sense of ritual. Even the precept comes to mind. The scriptures tells us if we practice these things, we should never fall. There's a direct correlation in what you do with your body and what you do in the spirit, building up what? Your spiritual body. Continuing on, quieting the mind, right? Because these scriptures, as it tells us, this wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of thy times, but it's going to keep us stable. Reading on, breaking through personal barriers. I can't tell you how many times that this truth helped me overcome various challenges, and it's going to continue to help me overcome, because right now, all of us being built up before what? The hour of temptation. And hopefully, Yahweh Ratazat, the Lord's will, we're going to overcome, right? Because that spiritual body is currently now being built up for that hour trial. Reading on, engaging your heart, meaning what? We know through the spirit, the word heart means mind. Finding a greater presence within yourself. Next talking point. Next to surprising yourself. And lastly, unplugging from the world. Because remember, the scriptures tell us to live in the world, but not of the world. The more we grow in this wisdom and knowledge and understanding, we become more like the spiritual man, because we're being transformed into the image of Yahweh Shai. Now let me come out of this here, and I want to go back to this photo. Keep this photo in your mind as we jump into this next precept, because listen to what the scriptures tell us about our forefather Moses. Consider the work that he put in spiritually. Listen to what the scriptures tells us about his physical body, right? In Deuteronomy chapter 34, verse 7. And I'll read this in a few different translations. In the New Living Translation, it states, Moses was 120 years old when he died, yet his eyesight was clear, and he was as strong as ever. English Standard Version, Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eyes was undimmed, and his vigor unabated. And let's go to that word unabated in the Etymon online, right? Let's start here. It states his strength was what? Not lessened, lowered, or diminished, right? Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's get a few more synonyms. His strength was not what? Put to an end. It didn't what? Grow less. It didn't diminish in power or influence. It wasn't beat down. It wasn't cast down. It didn't strike down. It didn't fall or fail. It wasn't destroyed or abolished. It wasn't reduced or lowered. You see? All right? We can learn from Moses just right there. Look at the spiritual work he put in. And look how the Lord kept his physical body. He was literally likened unto the first king over what? Israel. Let's come out of this and let's now grab more precepts, right? And this is how we have to judge this, because in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15, it tells us here, but the spiritual man, right, he judges all things, all right? Everything is spiritual, Akim, all right? Let me come out of this here, and let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27. It says this, and I'll read this in a few different variations, but I can keep Salakia, just excited in the spirit. And bear with me, brothers. I'm on the plantation, and there's a lot of people walking around, trucks being moved around, etc. So it kind of grabs your attention. It grabs your attention a little bit. But let's continue on. But I keep control of my body and bring it into subjection, lest by that any means, when I have preached to others myself, I should become a castaway. Let me read that again. But I buffet my body and bring it into bondage, lest by any means, after that I have preached to others, I myself should be rejected. Now let's go to that word very quickly. I want to go to that word buffeted, right? The word buffeted means, let me see here. Buffet means to strike with fists or hands, right? Think about something. When you're going through a physical workout, you're beating your body down. You're breaking down small muscle fibers, large muscle fibers, right? Okay? Think about something. When you come into this knowledge and the truth, you're being broken down only to be built up so you can become more stronger, not only for yourself and you and your household, but also for brethren. Okay? Let me come out of this here, right? Consider something Yahweh Shai stated in Matthew chapter 5, verse 41. And this is regarding your brethren, right? Because remember, we have a responsibility to bear one another's burdens. And how can we bear another brother's burden if we're not only physically strong, but also spiritually strong? All right, there's a direct correlation. Matthew chapter 5, verse 41. And whosoever shall compel thee to go 1 mile, if a brother asks you to go 1 mile, go with him twain. Then you have to, sometimes you might have to go further with the brother, you know? Pray for the brother more than usual. But you might have to, you and a brother might be fasting together, right? We have a responsibility to bear the infirmities of whom? The weak. You know, various brothers are stronger than other brothers, right? Let me come out of this here. Let's go to Hebrews. In Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 through 2, it tells us, wherefore, seeing we are also compassed with so a great cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and sin, which doeth easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. All right, building up the physical body is one aspect. We got to build up that spiritual body, because this is a race of endurance, a spiritual race of endurance. Continuing on, verse 2, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. Our forerunner, our big brother, he had to run his race with endurance because his spiritual body was built up, all right? Despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh. Let me come out of this, because I had one more word, that word patience, right? Patience means the quality of being willing to bear adversity. The quality of being willing to bear adversity. Calm endurance of misfortune, suffering. When you're going through a physical workout, you're bearing that, I think it's called a lactic acid breakdown. Over and over again, you're doing drop sets, supersets, all sorts of things. So how much more should we be in the spirit being built up, right? So we're prepared to bear one another's burdens, to withstand that hour of trial, so on and so forth, you know? But I just wanted to respond to the elder's question, you know, that in my humble opinion, there's a direct correlation in building up your spiritual body and also your spiritual output as well. Hopefully this was helpful. Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.